What is this?
Cheese nips. You asked for it.
Stick around to the end. We love talking to you guys. Enjoy this episode of Spectrum Men.
I like the way the old school ways work. They did work. We just messed it up.
So that's important to you, to be like the breadwinner?
I'm the caretaker of society.
Wait, the man said what? Guys, this is a good video, guys. It says, do all men think the same? Chat, do you guys think that we all think the same?
About the size of my penis.
No.
3, 2, 1, go.
We do not care.
Oh my God.
We do not care.
This is a good question. I like this.
It's just a normal thing to be worried about, like when you're growing up.
I would
like,
say somewhat
you're like,
agree.
am I normal? You know, like.
55 months WTF.
I hate this. I guess like when I was younger, I was like, whoa, is this normal? Is this not? But like, eventually I was like, nah, I'm fine.
I feel like this whole conversation is just like bringing to my awareness how impressionable and like how much of our lives and our masculinity is defined by when we're kids. When everybody's like, oh, you gotta have a big dick, you gotta have a big dick. And all you see is like, only time you see a dick is on porn and it's like 14 inches, then it's like,
Well, mine doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
then of course you're gonna like start thinking about it versus,
1 second, sorry. Just now.
I'm actually changing my answer.
No shot.
Oh.
I changed my mind because what he said was, it made a lot of sense because I remember the first time I saw porno and I saw a black guy's penis, I was like, I'm not like that. As I got older, I perfected my craft. I've never had a problem with women. It has nothing to do with the penis. It's all about, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. You just love a woman, you embrace each other, and it's just, I've never had a problem with a woman since then.
I think for younger guys, this is the concern that I'm
Yeah,
realizing.
probably when
is,
you're
like,
younger, right?
Maybe if these discussions were more open about size and whatever, and that really over time it all becomes okay.
It's a long time ago though.
It's fine. Maybe that would help a lot.
Jubilee refugee migration incoming.
No. That's a hard disagree. That's a hard disagree. Nah.
I like the way.
Yeah, this is hard to disagree, chat, because since you're both getting something out of this. You're both going to eat, and you're both getting something. You both pay for it, right? That's it, right? But on top of that, I just feel like on top of that, it kind of sets the bar to like you're not like paying to get something either, and nobody feels the pressure of like, oh, dude, now I have to give this or do this because they did that, whatever, right?
I like the way the old school ways work. They did work.
It kind of
we
sets
just
a
messed it
neutral
up.
tone.
So that's important to you to like take that leadership role, to be,
Tradition.
to be like the breadwinner.
I'm the caretaker of society. I don't even like saying it this way. Once you give the woman the power, then you just demasculate yourself. I want to stick to what's made me happy. And my grandparents, my parents, I'm just going to stick with it because it works. It's not perfect, but it works.
The man said what?
Be a man, plain and simple.
I don't know, I think we're just getting in dangerous territory when we start talking about chivalry. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, baby, if you want to pay for this, like, there is no hierarchy here. Like, you want to pay for this, Maybe next time I'm like, I just got a check, so I'll pay for it.
Wasn't this the first meal, though? You
Yeah,
said?
the first one.
Okay. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
Guys, there's only a few things that make you a man or whatever. Dude, paying for dinner doesn't make you a man. And not paying for dinner or only paying for half doesn't make you not a man or lose power. It's just
matter.
It's weird.
If it's a girl or a guy, it's 2019, and your logic shouldn't be like, no disrespect, like, oh, because my.
If the whole foundation of you being a man and being so cool and manly is paying for dinner, you're probably not a very manly man.
Grandpa did it and it worked for him, then it works for me. If she's not gonna date me that second time because I didn't pay for her, I think I dodged a bullet.
I support the Me Too
Agree.
Be real. Be real.
I would agree, maybe not strongly, just because it's a multifaceted question. Guys, it's okay to speak if I use words properly, okay? Because it's a multifaceted question. It's not only one. This is multiple questions in one. Okay? I strongly agree with the movement and the actual message and the good of it, 100%.
At first, when I saw it, and talking to my friends, a lot of family, a lot of people in the South, they're like, these women should have spoke up a long time ago. And then I had to step aside and really process it for myself and be like, you know what? She didn't feel comfortable, and she wasn't in a society, in a place where it was acceptable for her to say anything about it. So now that they have the platform and the ability, I'm like, that's amazing. Speak your truth.
What do you tell a child who is accused of rape by a woman, has his whole life destroyed, and then people just go,
There's always going to be people that take advantage of it, or it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
We're figuring it out as we go, but I think it's done more good than it's done bad.
I think we get to acknowledge the bad though. I think
of course.
that's why I'm doing this thing is for us to say oh, he did that to me, and all of a sudden now we've vindicated that guy is vilified.
You can acknowledge the bad, but I think you're having your entire take shifted about this just because of the bad.
There is no chance of him having a say in the conversation.
Trial by mob is not good. This mob mentality is bad. I agree with that, but I don't think that's exclusive to the Me Too movement.
But we're using it right now to say, oh, that person is bad. Oh, fuck that person. There's no further conversations being happening. If it's a movement to say, yes, okay, this hierarchy we've created of men and women, which is a result of the way men are expected to act, that women are expected to act. Let's have those conversations and everything changes, and I'll be over there all fucking day.
Oh, yes, strongly agree.
2, 1, go.
Overblown.
Wait,
what? Overblown.
Did you not understand it?
Can you use a different word?
Yeah.
oh, that's the exact right word.
Yeah, I think I just somewhat agree that it's blown out of proportion, because I think what happens with social media is a group of people coin a term, and now we're all painted by it.
We are not in a post, I don't know, rape culture world, women are being catcalled every day. And so men are still, I think, seen or experienced as a predatory presence to women. So that's why I just don't think it's overblown. I think it's new.
If we were good men, there wouldn't be feminists, they wouldn't be attacking us, they wouldn't be hating us. You have a lot of guys who don't want to commit to marriage. You have a lot of guys who catcall. So yes, men have become...
That's not true though. He's not entirely right though. He's not entirely right though.
Will women advocate for equality with men in military conscription?
To ultimate masculinity, the way that the buzzword is used is not only just for catcalling, it's for a lot of other things.
And once again, I have to be consistent with all my beliefs and all my morals. I'm very traditional.
I see what you're saying, but the way you're framing it, this word moral is kind of...
We don't know what that is anymore, though. That's
well, it's it sounds like you're saying it's men's job to be the moral compass of society.
Mansplaining.
I think it's everyone's job.
It's everybody's, but if men want to coin themselves as the leaders, you have to hold up to the good and the bad.
That's part of the problem, though. That's what I think toxic masculinity, or it's putting too much pressure on yourself. I mean, it's very obvious that we're grappling with the history and the damage of what a world completely run by men does to us. That's why I think we're talking about toxic masculinity.
I am comfortable showing my emotions. 3, 2, 1.
Agree, or slightly agree, or just agree. Probably
It's
agree.
been harped upon me for years that showing my emotions were bad, and me trying not to be gay. I'm no, I don't want to show these emotions because I'm not gay. I can't be gay. I'm not supposed to be gay. The church tells me, my dad tells me, my mom tells me, everybody's telling me I'm not supposed to be gay. So just understanding that at 25, now 26, I'm over here okay, oh, you're insecure. Okay, that's what that feels like. Oh, you're sad. That's what that feels like. I can now be aware of those things, but to show them to other people right now is really hard for me.
I do feel like I'm very verbally like about my emotions with my wife, but I wouldn't agree completely because I'm not like that with anyone else. I mean, I just failed a college class and I was crying about it to my wife, but no one else at school saw me cry, you know? I specifically texted
I didn't feel like overall though, it did it.
to my wife, make sure the kids are asleep.
It's a good thing if you want to talk about it sometimes, but it can be okay to not talk about all of it though. It's pretty okay
Time I come home,
to
'cause I
have
just knew
something
I
that you
was gonna
keep
be like,
private or
as
to
soon as I
yourself.
stepped through that
Nothing wrong
threshold to
with
my
that.
house, I was
That
just
doesn't
gonna
mean that
let
you're
go, and I
bottling
didn't
it or
want
whatever,
them to
just-
see that.
that's just
But
it.
like the next day I sat down and I had that conversation with them, like, hey, I just want to let you guys know, you know, your dad didn't pass this class, and
You don't have to be an open book all the time, Jeremy.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
of
of course.
course.
You know, like,
Cry in front of your kids, man. I remember like seeing my dad cry for the first time when his mom died, and I remember like imprinting that in my mind as like, wow, you know, like my dad can be upset, and that was like an important thing to witness.
It's reality, emotion.
Yeah, it's real.
I was raised by two parents that I never ever saw cry. The effect that that had on me was by the time one of them passed away very suddenly, I didn't really seem to be affected at all. So I've actually had to do a lot of therapy on that. This thing about masculinity not being able to show your emotions is very bad. It puts us backwards in society, and we need to be thinking about how to tap into our emotions in a healthy way together.
Okay,